Okay. All right. So my name is Colin, and I'm here with Tony, and I'm going to be taking the Aviation English exam. This is a version that is administered to French air traffic and controllers. And Tony, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Colin. My name's Tony. I run FCL Anglais to teach aviation French and aviation English. And this test, as you well said, it's administered in France. So we'll have a glance through the various tests or papers in it, and you're going to play the role of the pilot as a captain, and I'm going to play the role of the rater. This test couldn't be any ICAO test, as we can't see each other in an ICAO test. You have to operate as if you were on a plane. You can't see the air traffic controller. So as we get along with each other, I can be nodding or thumbing up, but it's not my role in a real test. It's just... And the first, it's a traditional phase is introduction. Then there should be a picture description, or sometimes I start with the questions about aeronautics. There are two of them. There should be, just after a series of emergency situations, to be turned into English from French. And the last one is the simulated flight. There is a pretty short one, but there's a longer part that is a bit tough, so we're going to see all that. We'll be working this way. You have to introduce yourself. So tell me about yourself. Tell me who you are, where you come from, why you wanted to be an airline pilot, and so on.
Sure. So my name is Colin, and I'm an airline pilot here in the United States. I fly the Boeing 767 and 757. And the reason I decided to become an airline pilot, it was more of a natural progression when I was a kid. Believe it or not, I wanted to be a school bus driver, and then I wanted to be a train engineer. So I guess the next step was becoming an airline pilot. And at the same time, I was into flying paper airplanes, and then I got interested in flying kites, and then that turned into rocketry. So I guess kind of those two avenues kind of merged. But I just really enjoyed, really like the idea of just being in control of a large craft, like a commercial passenger jet. And I like the challenges that were associated with it. So that's why I decided to become an airline pilot.
Okay, so maybe you've seen October Sky. Do you remember this movie?
I've heard about it, but I have not seen it.
Okay, so it's another question. So as you know, we got two questions about aeronautics. So the first one could be, I was thinking about what are the weather conditions you fear most when you fly, and why?
Sure. So the weather condition that I fear the most would be convective activity, really thunderstorms. And the reason for that is the intensity can be unpredictable. So when you're flying, you can see a thunderstorm on your radar, but when you actually fly through it, you don't know the actual intensity of things like turbulence, precipitation, especially when it comes to hail. If you fly through a thunderstorm where there's a lot of hail, that could just do so much damage to the fuselage, to the engines. So it's just incredibly unpredictable and can be incredibly hazardous and dangerous.
Wow. Is it true that you could suffer from wind shear and a gust at more than 50 miles away when it comes to towering cumulus?
Yeah, you could certainly have wind shear, especially if you're flying close to what's called the anvil of a thunderstorm, which is kind of that offshoot associated with a very strong thunderstorm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Colin. So the next one could be weight and balance. So I'd like you to tell me So according to you, of course, does weight and balance matter when it comes to modern aircraft? And have you noticed changes in performance with the aircraft you've flown because of weight and balance?
I have. As an airline pilot, before every takeoff, we have to check our weight and balance. The weight is incredibly important to make sure that we're within our performance limits for takeoff and for landing. Specifically, that it does not interfere or does not exceed our takeoff length or our landing distance, especially when it comes to landing, the landing structural weight of the aircraft. In terms of balance, that's another part, another interesting part, because depending on where what's called the center of gravity is on the airplane, we have to adjust the trim, the elevator trim of the aircraft before we depart. And
Yeah.
I think was there a second part where you asked me if I had an example or a story or something?
Yes, please tell me.
Okay, so one story that comes to mind was when I was a flight instructor. I was flying a Cessna 172, and it was a really hot day, and I had a flight student and a passenger, and we had a full tank of gas. And I just remember taking off and noticing how the climb performance of the aircraft had changed, how much more degraded it had become because we were just that much more heavier.
Wow. Yes, that's quite freaky. I remember somebody telling me about Dutch roll, due to unbalanced aircraft and trim that was ill working. Have you already heard some stories about that too? Trim or maybe a Dutch roll? No?
I've had one occasion recently of a Dutch roll, and I think it was just more of a combination of some light to moderate turbulence at 34,000 feet, and then the autopilot trying to correct for that. This maybe occurred about 2 weeks ago, and we were about to disconnect the autopilot to correct it, but the autopilot kind of resolved itself.
Okay, thank you so much, Colin. Very good. So we're good on time. We can proceed. So that's it's time we had the picture description. So I'm going to show you. So here is the screen somewhere. Can you see the picture?
I can, yeah.
Okay, so I'd like you to describe everything of it and maybe tell me more about this situation.
Sure. So this aircraft, it looks like an Airbus. I'd say that's an Airbus A320. That's because there are 2 overwing exits on the left side. And also judging by the shape of the winglet, it looks like an Airbus and an Airbus A320. It's operated by Lauda, and it's parked on some sort of remote parking stand. The front left main cabin door is open, air stairs are connected, and it looks like either passengers are boarding or they're deplaning the aircraft, because in the foreground I see a line of passengers that are waiting. There's also a no smoking sign on the fence in the foreground. The ramp itself is wet, so it makes me think that maybe a rainstorm had just passed. And looking in the background and at the sky, I see an overcast layer of clouds.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm jotting down. Thank you. So I'm going to get out of this frame. Now we got a series of unusual situations. So I'm going to stop sharing. So now you're going to help me and even save my life at times. I'm going to show you where I must be. So maybe, in between over the English Channel or in England, Ireland. And I'm going to pass some messages on to you because I'm a French pilot, and I need to pass those messages as the situation is critical or unusual. What it comes down to is to pass the message, not really to translate. On a signalé des turbulences modérées verticales lead niveau 280.
Moderate turbulence has been reported over LID, flight level 280.
Nous avons eu une dépressurisation cause pare-brise fêlé. Descendons niveau 100.
We've had a depressurization due to a cracked windshield, descending to flight level 100.
Négatif. Il y a trop de vent de cisaillement. Je demande arriver en piste 21.
Negative. There's too much wind shear. Request arrival runway 21.
Golf Tango Charlie n'a pas la procédure VPT. Il demande guidage radar piste 19 gauche.
Golf Tango Charlie has no VPT procedure. He requests radar vectors to runway 19 left.
Rouler avec précaution via Bravo 2, puis stand unité 7, plaque de verglas.
Taxi with caution via Bravo 2, stand 17, patches of ice.
Trafic à 11 heures non identifié, 250 nœuds, 10 nautiques, rappelé en visuel.
Traffic 11 o'clock, unidentified, 250 knots. 10 miles, report in sight.
Je maintiens avant piste 24 droite, nuée d'oiseaux sur le seuil de piste.
Holding short of runway 24 right, flock of birds over the threshold.
Un passager a une crise d'appendicite. Je demande un déroutement sur Shoreham.
A passenger is suffering from an appendicitis attack. Request to divert to Shoreham.
Yeah, great job. It's going to be something a bit different because that's something that is quite customized. So first of all, my question is, what would you like to fly? We're going to fly. So you are going to fly an aircraft from. So let's say. So I'm proposing, and if you want to change, just let me know. Let's say. So are you going to fly a VFR or a IFR?
I'll keep it simple. I'll fly VFR and I'll fly a Cessna 172.
Okay, Cessna 172. I suggest you get a British call sign with a Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie. Do you agree?
Alpha Papa Tango
Golf,
Charlie said?
Yeah, Alpha Papa Tango Charlie.
Okay.
So I'm going to be, let's say that your departure is somewhere, maybe Beauvais or a nice sea resort, maybe Le Touquet. That could be fine. It's here. Yeah, I got to enlarge here, Le Touquet.
Touquet. Okay.
Just to the north of Berck.
And then what's the identifier for that?
Because you'll be airborne. So just to say, when you announce this, just say Le Touquet or Lima Foxtrot Alpha Tango, if you like. That's a possibility. Okay. Lima Foxtrot Alpha Tango. And your destination should be, well, I'd say a big one, Heathrow. EGLL, yeah. And due to the wind, I guess you're going to land runway 27 left or right, because it should be a western wind. So let me check. Yes. So I got a. So you're flying at. So as you're overhead Lima Yankee Delta, you're flying at flight level 65. With a Cessna, you're flying maybe at 110 knots. That could be fine. Your heading is, let's say, 320 degrees. Yes, that's right. From Le Touquet, yes, that's good. 320 degrees, 2 POB, because it's funnier.
32 degrees at what?
Your heading 320 degrees.
Okay.
Okay, and I think that's all.
And then what's the approach controller called in the sector?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you. So first, yeah, Gatwick radar.
Okay, Gatwick radar.
Yeah, Gatwick radar. So I'm not going to ask you things like the UK controls ask, but only so you can contact me.
Okay. Gatwick radar, good afternoon. This is Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie, over Lid, Lima Yankee Delta at flight level 65, heading 320. We're going to London Heathrow, Echo Golf Lima Lima.
Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie, Gatwick radar, squawk 4263.
All right, squawk 4263, Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie.
Golf Tango Charlie, roger. Turn left by 20 degrees, new heading 300 degrees.
All right, we're going to turn left 20 degrees, heading is 300, Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie.
Golf Tango Charlie, roger. Golf Tango Charlie, descend to flight level 55.
Descend to flight level 55, Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie.
Golf Tango Charlie, roger. Golf Tango Charlie, standby. It's just that I have to enlarge the map. Golf Tango Charlie, and turn left so 3. No, now it's 280 degrees. Direct to begin, Bravo India Golf, then Echo Papa Mike, then as filed.
All right, Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie, descend to flight level 55, turn left heading 280, and direct Bravo India Golf, and then direct Echo Papa Mike. I don't know if the flight, the descent was from the previous one. That's what I had written down before.
Yeah, so it was 65 now, 55. So heading to 80. So I'm going to tell you a few things, and then I'll stop with the time off. Okay. Golf Tango Charlie. So caution, traffic unidentified. 11 o'clock. So 120 knots, opposite direction.
All right, Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie, looking for traffic.
Golf Tango Charlie, if you see the registration, please pass it on to us. Can you see it?
Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie, traffic in sight, and I cannot identify the tail number.
Golf Tango Charlie, roger. Traffic no longer a factor. Okay, time off. So I'm going to tell you a few things in French so that we can have the long sequence just after. Alors maintenant, Colin, nous allons avoir quelque chose de très particulier parce que, bien entendu, nous allons à Heathrow, mais il va y avoir le choix sur une longue séquence de collationner soit la totalité du message, soit de prendre seulement les informations qui sont capitales. Donc je vais recevoir une demande de ta part pour avoir les informations météo pour Heathrow, et ensuite il faudra collationner soit d'une façon ou de l'autre, et si jamais c'est de l'autre avec les informations capitales, je vais poser des questions quand même sur la compréhension du message.
Okay. Gatwick radar, Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie, requests a weather in Heathrow, Echo Golf Lima Lima.
Golf Tango Charlie, this is Heathrow information, Bravo, 1415 hours UTC weather. Wind 290 degrees, 090 knots, visibility 5,600 meters in moderate rain, scattered 800 feet, overcast 1,300 feet, temperature +19, dew point +18. QNH 1002 hectopascals, runway news 27 left, single runway operation, advise on initial contact that you have information, Bravo.
All right. Thank you very much, Golf Alpha Papa Tango Charlie. And I understood that it was information Bravo. The time was 1415 Zulu. Winds were 290 degrees at 9 knots. Visibility 5,600 meters. Moderate rain. It was scattered 800 feet. Overcast 1,300 feet. Temperature +190 degrees. Dew point +18 degrees. The altimeter setting was 1002 hectopascals, and single runway operation use for runway 27 left.
Great job, Colin. So it's time we had a debrief because it was perfect. Therefore, it's level 6 in every language skill with flying colors, and moreover, your simulated flight was perfect. Congratulations for that. I could be clapping. Really, so thank you so much for working on this test because it's a good demonstration. As you can see, Colin's read back everything, and no need to ask further questions.
Well, thank you. Thanks for giving me the test and for kind of explaining what the test is like, so that future pilots and air traffic controllers will have a better idea of what to expect on the aviation English test. So thank you so much, Tony.
Yeah, thank you. And best wishes for this holiday season. Goodbye.
Thanks. Take care.
There's no need to debrief about Colin's performance, as he did greatly. Nonetheless, each pilot is sent such a draft that is scanned into a PDF file, and a follow-up file is sent close to it in the Google Drive folder, so that you've got perfect traceability. You may have noticed that Collins used the FAA phraseology, and it's not a problem at all. The problem could come up if you start mixing various phraseologies, as it could be confusing. It wasn't the case, so that's why you can keep it this way, and it's very helpful because for those who want to prepare time building in the United States, this type of phraseology is quite advised, provided that you remain tuned into the FAA phraseology. FAA for Federal Aviation Administration, that's the equivalent of the DGAC and DSNA, ANSP. ANSP for Air Navigation Service Provider. So the FAA is a big ANSP, of course. And provided that you can speak this way all along, so there shouldn't be any problem about your performance.